Hey guys, Dr. Josh at Steinke Family Chiropractic, just stepping outside today on this beautiful Ohio day to take some nice deep breaths and get some fresh oxygen today. Something that's so important for our bodies and something that's so important to be able to get on a regular basis, uninhibited. This weekend my family and I spent some time planting trees. So we planted about 10 trees. Not something that we do on a regular basis, but as we were doing it, it really made me think how important trees are in our lives and how amazing they are the way that they're created, right? Trees are made to take up a byproduct of ours, carbon dioxide. They take that in, mix it with water and sunlight to get the sugars that they need, and then they expire, they get rid of oxygen, which I need, right? And I need it freely and on a regular basis to be able to function, for my body to work right, for my brain to work right. So oxygen is needed by me, carbon dioxide is needed by the trees, and there's this beautiful balance that God has created that keeps us alive and well and in this great relationship. It made me think too, I started doing some research on this, how much oxygen and carbon dioxide trees actually cycle. And this is the Arbor Day Foundation. This is what they say, that it is proposed that one large tree can produce enough oxygen in a day, gets rid of enough oxygen a day for up to 4 people, 4 adults. That's pretty amazing. And one tree in a year will uptake about 48 pounds of carbon dioxide. That's amazing. It takes away the things I don't need and gives me the things that I do on a regular basis. I was thinking too, what happens if we don't have enough oxygen? And what happens if we don't get enough oxygen as human beings on a regular basis? And here are some of the symptoms that we'll experience if we're not getting enough oxygen to our brain and to our bodies. Confusion, restlessness, headache, shortness of breath, increased respiratory rate, increased heart rate, dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting spells, and the list goes on. You see, oxygen and oxygen freely, uninhibited, without restriction is needed so much by our body. And the longer that we go, even by a little bit on a regular basis, it'll affect our body's ability to perform, our brain's ability to control our body, and our health in the long term. So we're made to breathe. Here's my challenge to you. Get outside today, take 30 minutes, take some deep breaths, intake oxygen, get rid of that CO2, appreciate the beautiful nature around us, the trees that God has put here, the plants that God has put here, that we are in this beautiful relationship with. And remember how important it is to get oxygen into our bodies and get rid of carbon dioxide. One of my favorite Bible verses about breathing is out of Job, and this is Job 33:4. It says, "The Spirit of God has made me," and by the way, made me beautifully and wonderfully, "and the breath of the Almighty has given me life." You see, God breathed life into us, but now we sustain that life by taking breaths on a regular basis, freely and uninhibited. So I encourage you today, get outside and do that. Hope this finds you well. Have a great week. God bless you. We'll see you soon.